We have the BMT Type D cars, the triplex train, coming up the ramp into 9th Avenue Station in Brooklyn for a trip on the South Brooklyn Railway. South Brooklyn Railway is the street trackage and ground level operation, a subsidiary of the BMT, and it operates freight service around the Brooklyn waterfront. This is September 20th, 1975, an Electric Railroaders Association Fantrip, looking from 3rd Avenue toward 4th Avenue along 36th Street, or 38th Street, I believe, as a South Brooklyn Railway diesel locomotive pulls the train of BMT Type D cars from the West End line off the 3rd rail trackage and onto an unelectrified trackage, crossing 3rd Avenue and under the Gowanus Highway. Numerous back and forth moves were made here too for the benefit of photographers. Various photo stops were arranged. It's not common that you see a subway train crossing 3rd Avenue in Brooklyn at grade, much less being pulled by a diesel locomotive. This 1975 Fantrip took the train down across 3rd Avenue, through the South Brooklyn Railway yards, 38th, 39th Street yards, across 2nd Avenue, and along 2nd Avenue, then down to 1st Avenue, and at least as far as the Brooklyn Army Terminal. Once again, the fans could choose to ride the trip or to photograph it from the street. As may be seen, it drew a great deal of attention. 2 3-car sets were used, and a diesel locomotive appeared on each end for extra braking and traction. The train makes its way on South Brooklyn Railway trackage between 3rd and 2nd Avenues. Crosses 2nd Avenue, makes its way through more yard trackage down to 1st Avenue. And comes around the curve onto 1st Avenue. Then makes a reverse move and heads southward past Bush Terminal buildings, down along 1st Avenue. Operating at slow speed on the street trackage here, which was still in service at the time, the South Brooklyn Railway, interchanging cars to and from the Brooklyn Army Terminal. Coming to a building with a niche built into it to accommodate a railway track curving from, I believe it's First Avenue, down into one of the cross streets. The train stalwartly makes its way around the curve, through the building, onto the cross street and down over toward the Brooklyn Army Terminal. The slowness of the maneuver obviously is due to the questionable condition of the track work, which apparently had not been maintained here for many years and was suitable only for very slow movements, such as short trains of freight cars could accommodate. Once around the curve that goes through the building, the train heads down toward the waterfront, beyond Bush Terminal, and curves around again and heads into the New York Dock Railway facility trackage, which interchanges with the Brooklyn Army Terminal in the 50s. This was part of the Electric Railroaders Association's National Convention on September 20th, 1975. The very next day, September 21st, another fan trip would be held with different type of equipment, as we shall soon see. Our fan trip train proceeds on private right-of-way down near the Brooklyn Army Terminal and gets as far as track work will permit before having to change ends and head back up toward the West End line. This appears to be an armory or drill hall at the Brooklyn Army Terminal.